So this month, for the month of December, Julia has brought forward the subject of peace, and what a wonderful evening to play with that. We're just going to have a very calm and gentle meditation. So go ahead and get yourself centered in whatever meditative position works best for you this evening, whether you're lying down or walking the dog. And we're just going to take a minute and get in touch with our breath. If you have a breathing exercise, by all means, please get started. I'm going to take 3 very slow, deep inhalations. I'm going to take a slow count of 8 at the top and a slow exhale of 8. And after I've done that 3 times, we'll go ahead and get started this evening. As you settle in this evening, bring to mind any tension that might reside between your ears. Relax your forehead, relax the cheeks, relax your jaw, down through the neck, over your shoulders, past the arms, let them hang heavy, over the elbows. And any tension, just let it drop from the palms of your hands. Let it drop to the ground. And just breathe. Be mindful of any tension that might be between the shoulder blades, in your chest, down through the abdomen, your lower back. Let any tension fall past the hips, down your legs. Relax the knees, the calves. Just let that tension drain from the bottoms of your feet. Mother Earth is happy to take it from you. And just breathe. And take a moment to imagine yourself standing at the head of a pathway, a warm and gentle forest in front of you, full green leafy trees, large green ferns, a trail that's covered in soft green moss. And imagine yourself barefoot walking down the path. Feel the moss beneath your feet as each footstep is cushioned. See the bright blue sky above, the sun as it pierces through the leaves of the trees. And just gently walk along this soft path, step by step. Take a moment to breathe in the fresh air. Feel a warm, gentle breeze across your skin. And just walk along the path, slow and steady, warm and safe. And just breathe. Look around at the trees. See the rich texture of the bark. See the light as it dances through the ferns. Hear maybe the birds, perhaps a frog. A very peaceful walk through the nice green forest, the soft moss beneath your feet. And just breathe. As you continue to walk, you gently hear the sound of a babbling brook, slow trickle of water as it dances across the rocks. And continue to step, one foot in front of the other. Feel the moss between your feet, the gentle breeze. And with each step, the creek becomes a little louder as you get a little closer. Imagine yourself coming around a corner and seeing the creek up ahead. Beautiful stream, crystal clear water. As you approach, take a moment and find yourself a soft grassy space to sit down. Right alongside the creek as the water passes by. And just breathe. As the water passes by, so do the thoughts of our mind. The water represents the rushing thoughts that come through our mind each day. Sometimes memories of the past, sometimes thoughts of the future. Imagination as it dances in the waves. And just let those thoughts continue to run by as you see them in the water, as they flow over the rocks and continue from right to left. And just breathe. Continue to look down at the water, let it pass by. Let the thoughts come, acknowledge them as they float by. See them as they fade off into the distance to your left. And just breathe. The water moves quickly, as do our thoughts. Somewhere in the distance, they begin in the mountains way above. They never really know for sure, but sooner or later they find their way down the hills and through the cracks and crevices as they eventually gather together and continually float into our mind. And let those thoughts come and let those thoughts go. And just breathe. The water in front of us that goes by quickly is neither good nor bad. It's just water, as are our thoughts. Try not to judge the thoughts any more than you would judge the water for being what it is. It's just something that comes, passes by, and travels on through. And just breathe. And just take a minute and gently sit there beside the stream. Acknowledge any thoughts that come. See them as they pass in front of you. And let them wash on by. And just breathe. You're at complete peace with the thoughts as they travel in front of you. No judgment as you wouldn't judge the water of a creek. It just is what it is. And imagine standing up beside the creek, gently turning to your left, and just walking along beside the creek as the water flows. And once again, on a path alongside the banks of the creek, you step, once again feeling the moss under your feet, the sun streaming down, the warm, gentle, cool breeze on your face, and the sound of the water as it travels beside you. And just breathe. And as you walk along this path with the stream beside you, the stream comes to a bend, and as you come around that corner alongside, you see that the stream dumps into a pond. Continue to walk along the bank, around the outside edge of the pond, and work your way around the edge of the pond as you see the water slowly become still. And once again, imagine a place where you can sit down comfortably alongside the pond and just look out over the still water, see the reflection of the hills around you, the clouds above, and just breathe. And take a moment, and as you look at the stillness of the pond water, recognize that the thoughts, the water that's coming in from the right, constantly pouring into this pond, and yet the pond remains still. And just take a moment and look out over the stillness of the pond and just breathe. As you look to your left, you see where the stream continues on out the other side of the pond and continues down the hillside. This is how the water of the pond remains at the same level. On one end, the thoughts, the water pours in from the right. And at a certain point, the pond becomes still because the water and the thoughts that leave the other side is equal. The thoughts that fade down the hillside. Same thoughts that came from the right. They haven't changed, they haven't disappeared, and yet the pond remains still. That stillness comes from balancing between thoughts in and thoughts out. The stillness comes from equanimity, from balance, from letting the water that comes from the right be equal to that which drains from the left. And the mind in the pond can find peace, can be still. And yet neither the water nor the thoughts have disappeared. They're just in balance. They just are what they are. And just breathe. And just take a moment and stare into the stillness of the pond. And just breathe. And now when it feels okay, gently bring yourself back Take a nice, deep, cleansing breath. Slowly and gently bring yourself back to the room. Such a beautiful evening as always, but I concur with Sean C. that the shares tonight were spectacular. So glad to be here with all of you. So let's go ahead and settle in and we'll do a dedication of merit. Tonight we took a walk. We sat along a creek. We imagined the thoughts as they come and they go. And we also thought about a still pond. The thoughts didn't disappear. We just finally found balance between that which comes in and that which goes by. As we go through these holidays, may we recognize in all those that we come across that they too have water rushing in and water rushing out. Have a Merry Christmas, a wonderful evening, a great week. Namaste.